Welcome to the program. This time we host the show from Bujumbura, the capital city of Burundi.
Wamezagaza mambo mengi kuhusu nchi yetu.
It is about a year since political tension rocked Burundi over the controversial re-election to a third term of President Pierre Nkurunziza. Find out, is normalcy returning to the country?
No, Burundi is not under fire, but there are political problems.
We have 14 flights a week currently.
We have Kenyans from different walks of life.
People are going back to their normal lives.
How about Burundi's external relations? And how is the government strategizing to redeem its battered image?
I think reality speaks for itself.
Also in this show, the bilateral relations between Burundi and Kenya.
Burundi for us is a hub for investments and trade within the Great Lakes region.
But first, here is our fact sheet. Burundi is a landlocked country in the East African Great Lakes region. It is bordered by Rwanda to the north, United Republic of Tanzania to the east and south, and Democratic Republic of Congo and Lake Tanganyika to the west. Despite gaining independence on 1st July 1962 from Belgium, the country managed to conduct its first democratic election in 1993. Burundi has a population of about 10.4 million, similar to the population of Belgium. In 2015, the country was plunged into its worst crisis since the end of a civil war in 2005, when Pierre Nkurunziza's ultimately successful bid for re-election to a third term sparked protests by opposition supporters who said the move was unconstitutional. Burundi, one of the world's poorest nations, is struggling to emerge from a 12-year ethnic-based civil war. Since independence in 1962, it has been plagued by tension between the usually dominant Tutsi minority and the Hutu majority. The country is largely rich in agricultural land, with up to 73%, while forest land stands at 6.6%. Burundi's primary exports are coffee and tea. Other key agricultural products include palm oil, banana, cotton, sorghum, sweet potatoes, cassava, and beef. Additionally, the country is rich in mineral resources like uranium, platinum, gold, and tin. It is a busy market day in Bujumbura, a sign of normalcy returning to the city. The dark days of the political tension that engulfed Burundi from May 2015 seemingly being replaced by brighter days, so to speak. But many ordinary Burundians would rather be silent for now. Hujambo.
Sijambo, sasa mpaka na kamera we baba.
Dakika moja tu. Not easy to get comments on camera on the situation in the city.
Now, let's imagine there is a war between Congo and Rwanda.
Elsewhere in schools, it is business as usual.
Burundi is not under fire, but there are political problems the way they are everywhere. Burundians, we are welcoming people. We always have a reason to fund a guest, to be good to them. Like Kenyan Swahili speakers say, watusaidia tujenge nchi.
On the beaches along Lake Tanganyika, the world's longest and second deepest freshwater lake, a relaxed mood too. At the Kiriri Gardens Hotel, one of the top hotels in the city, the manager is a Kenyan.
They have got good hotels and good areas where guests can come and visit, especially the tourists. If things will go on like this and we have peace around, I'm very sure it's a nice place to visit.
One of the shining Kenyan corporates in the city is Kenya Commercial Bank. It was opened in 2012. It has 5 branches, 4 in Bujumbura and 1 rural branch in Ngozi. Besides the branches, the bank has a countrywide network through agents.
The reason KCB came here really was about an East Africa agenda. The proposal was to see how we could facilitate trade within the East Africa region. Currently, we have about 30,000 clients and still growing.
Services at the bank, like in any other sector, were negatively affected during the political crisis.
We had a lot of challenges around also just ensuring that our staff were able to move to and from work safely. We were able to work. Generally, we were working, except maybe 1 or 2 days. We could come into town and go back. The situation has improved now. I mean, now we work as normal, and we are quite happy with how things are going right now.
Ironically, it was during the political tension that the banking sector's profits went up.
There was a lot of buying and selling of foreign currency. We're talking about people who were leaving the country, wanting to go out. So a lot of the banks did a lot of good business on foreign currency trading as opposed to the normal banking services.
In air transport, is it business as usual? Now, Kenya Airways is the top airline flying to and from Bujumbura, with Nairobi being a key connection hub to other parts of the world.
In this market, there is Ethiopian, there is Rwandair, there is SN Brussels. We only have 4 carriers operating for now. The others came and left. We have 49% of the market share.
Kenya Airways flies to Bujumbura 2 times a day, morning and evening, meaning there are 14 flights in a week.
The morning flight starts in Nairobi, Kigali, Bujumbura, and then goes to Nairobi. So from here, it's a direct flight. The evening flight does Nairobi, Bujumbura, and then goes to Kigali. And then from Kigali to Nairobi. From Kigali, it's a direct flight.
The airline had 4 flights per day originally, but the night flights were cancelled due to the political tension.
It's just December that we cancelled our night flight, which we think that we might bring as the security improves.
Here, the Kenyan community has an association whose aim is to empower members socially and economically. Bernard Teiguto, a businessman dealing in car tires and lubricants, is the chairman of the group.
We have about 200 active members, and the Kenyan community in general, we approximate, because there are those who are not registered with us. At the moment, we have about 300, but previously the numbers was as high as 400 to 450 in general, both in Bujumbura and upcountry. The number has come down in the past 1 year, mainly because some of them lost their jobs from organizations that they were working for, and they reduced their members of staff because of the economic situation and the political situation.
But what exactly do Kenyans living in Burundi do?
A number of them work. We have MDs of companies. We have financial people, finance managers in the various corporate companies. Then the biggest number are teachers. They teach in international schools here. That is the biggest group of Kenyans who are here. We also have Kenyans who are doing business.
In order to contribute to peace building, the Kenyan community, in association with the Kenyan Embassy and the Office of the First Vice President of Burundi, organized a peace run in the city on the first Saturday of June, a run in which about 18 diplomats participated. The run, which had 10-kilometer and 5-kilometer categories and a walking race, was sponsored by COBIL, Kenya Commercial Bank, and Econet Telephone Company. Diplomats present urged Burundians to embrace peace for the sake of regional trade.
The beginning of dialogue is respect for each other. Warundi mupendane.
Uwe Mtwa, uwe Mganwa, uwe Mtusi, uwe Mhutu, kitu ya kwanza ni Burundi.
Sisi kama Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki tupo katika mtangamano na tulianza na umoja wa forodha. Sasa tupo katika soko la pamoja, na hivyo vyote utekelezaji wake, na hatuwezi kufanikisha malengo yetu katika hayo ya biashara, ya ustawi wa jamii na maendeleo ya kila nchi na kila mtu kama hakuna amani.
Na tumeround town yote, umeona kama amani ipo. Sasa leo ukiona kwenye kiona mbali utasemaje? Na sasa lazima sasa tuwaoneshe hali ilivyo Burundi. Tusizungumzi tu, sababu ukizungumza hautasikilizwa, sababu wamezagaza mambo mengi kuhusu nchi yetu, ila nchi yetu kuwa katika mjini wa Bujumbura ni bora kuwa katika mjini wa Paris.
Still to come, what is the strategy of the government of Burundi to redeem the country's battered image? Right after the break.